And we're recording, but not quite sure yet how to switch things over. So it's
just start pushing buttons real quick.
It's me and Kaj, and so this will be fun for a little bit.
After he landed there on June 23rd.
That was not me, I swear.
John Kerry's wife, philanthropist and heiress Teresa Hines Kerry, was flown on Sunday to a top Boston hospital with an unspecified medical condition. 10 people were killed on Sunday when a float plane crashed and burst into flames.
That's loud.
Airport in the Alaska Kenai Peninsula town of Soldotna, officials said. You're listening to IRN USA Radio News.
Today in America, people wake up.
Hello. Yep. Yes, where do you mean Glenn are here right now? No, yeah, he's pushing buttons badly here. He doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, no, we're on. Alright, cool, babe. Bye.
Hey, Chris!
Hello!
I'm not sure which one to do.
Pumping household products to get high can cause things like muscle spasms.
Where is he?
He's straight in the back. I'm just not sure how to get out of here.
The ones that control things like speech, breathing, sniffing, spasms, don't use inhalants to get high. Dead nerves might come back. Then again, they might not.
Call 702-385-0684. A message from the Best Coalition for a Safe and Drug-Free Nevada and the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Demand an explanation from the United States over a report its Citizens Electronic Communications have been under surveillance.
Sorry, Chris, I didn't know which button to push. So I didn't want to push too many of them.
Patriata's remarks were in response to a report in the Global Daily newspaper.
Well, do you want to let the news feed go through?
It can go through for a little bit, but I just didn't know how to get out of it.
Okay.
Is it the auto button?
Yeah, it's turn this off. And then let it. And then this would auto stop after 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh.
Then just play this. Well, I mean, I guess you're.
Still in training for the Boeing 777 when he attempted to land the aircraft under supervision on Saturday, the South Korean airline said. Lee Kang-kook had 43 hours experience flying the long-range jet, it said on Monday.
Yeah,
43 hours.
News and analysis. Log on to IRN USA News.
As in a flight simulator, you just.
We were to stop it.
Yeah, that's how you.
A mortgage.
Yep.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, I am very sorry for the short delay. I don't remember how to push all the buttons on the touchscreen, but we did make it in time.
Yay!
Erik Ball. And welcome to another fun-filled Sunday packed evening, or another fun-filled Sunday fun-packed
Wild
evening.
and craziness.
Where are you? I don't think you're. Hold on.
Wild and craziness?
No, I'm talking to a regular one.
Wild and craziness.
There we go. You're on You're on the second headset. Sorry about that. You know what? I don't even know if this is Erik's show. Erik is in New York this week. He made it back from Neverland and then turned around and got on another flying ship and is now doing some directorial workshops in New York like he did last year. So Erik, if you're listening, please get some new bumpers. I love Andrew Keenan and Heidi Blissist and Julie Murney and Kate Weatherhead and Sarah Salzberg and all the rest here on Gilligan's Island. But let's get some new ones because I know you're seeing Matilda and
if you don't get Tom Hanks, don't come back at all.
Oh, you know what?
Challenge.
I think the challenge. Accept that challenge, Erik. Hopefully you are listening because it's only, 1 a.m. in New York right now. With me in the studio tonight is our good friend, the man on the street, the man in the studio, Michael Kaj Close.
Hola.
So good to see you, sir, because otherwise I'd be flying really blind.
Yes,
for this evening.
When I knew that Erik was not going to be here tonight, I just gave you guys a call like, hey, can I sub in? And you're like, absolutely.
Well, I hope you know you're welcome any week.
Awesome.
And it's one of those things that because we're so late, sometimes it's hard to get guests. We've got some guests coming in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Christina Chavez and Michael Drake starring in the LVLT production of Xanadu, which is opening this upcoming Thursday, I believe.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it's Tech Week, so how dare Walter Niadlik keep my guests for an extended period of time. It's completely unfair, and I'm on 2 cameras, so if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, that's why I've got just multiple cameras on me, because it's just
it's
me.
your show for
It's
tonight.
just me and Kaj. So I got my gummy bears, I got my cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper. I don't have my friend Erik, but Sean will be here momentarily. He's tournament kinging yet again, and feeling better from my understanding.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
he won't be giving anyone the plague. But we're looking forward to having our guests hop over straight from their tech rehearsal at LVLT, and as soon as they're done, they promised they'd come by.
Yeah, and on roller skates. They're going to bring their roller skates with them.
I don't know if that's possible. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the show this week.
It's good. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I've been talking to Christine at work, and she's just nothing but cheers. And
Yeah.
like saying it's just a wonderful cast, and every day they just get better and better. And
Oh, I'm sure that
skating,
the cast looks like it's a lot of fun. Brian Scott, Penny Paskett,
Kim
Kim
Glover,
Glover, Gillian Bray, Ryan,
Edith Wiggins.
Edith Wiggins.
Yes.
Is there a Ryan Ballant in it?
I don't know. I think so.
I don't know either.
We're just gonna put him in anyway. Just
Okay,
put him in
yeah,
the
congratulations,
program.
Ryan. But yeah, I took a look at the set last week. I took my daughter over there for the 3-day rehearsal audition workshop that LVLT was doing, and
Okay.
their summer children's theater is hopefully picking up. She had a really good time, and hopefully, as it progresses, there'll be a lot more kids. But there's about 10 kids for the July 4th week, which was
Nice.
really good. And I'm sneaking her into Mellow.
Speaking of mellow.
Yeah.
So
That's how I roll. I segue into
I like
things.
That.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to this segue thing. Like you just pick that up. Like all right.
Well,
so where do we bring in mellow?
If I could bring in my actual segue, I think that would be really cool. It is coming up on Faith Lutheran's summer program for the high school students.
Right.
Well, actually, 6 through 12. So
6 through 12. Now, I was always confused because I think Erik told me that it could be as long as they were under 18. Like it could be any school. It didn't have to be Faith Lutheran. You can apply to it if you know about it.
I'm not positive about that. I think that's something he's been trying to do. But because it's at Faith, there's kind of that.
Like if their students want in, but
Yeah.
it's a certain number, then if they have some extra,
I'm not. Yeah, I wish Erik were here to work on that. I've been working. Wow, fireworks.
7th of July.
Happy 7th Pendants Day, whatever it is.
Third day after Independence.
Yeah. But I was working with Erik last year, and I've been teaching some workshops for Mellow, and so I was like, well, my daughter's going to be here in town, and she knows a lot of the students. What can I do? So we worked out some arrangements.
You're actually in. You're going to be one of the director extraordinaires.
I am the king of the orange team with my queen, Jamie Woodard, hopefully recouping today. She was going to come in as well tonight, but she's got a friend migraine that's been visiting, so
okay.
Trying to kick migraine out.
I do have to admit, I know with I don't know how much we can talk about the competition because I know that some of the Faith Lutheran kids listen. So we don't want to give them any information.
No, none whatsoever.
We can't WikiLeak anything out here.
I do want to show you the picture that when we go to break, I'll show you
Nice
picture that I've done. Oh, Jamie and I are working on ours, and it's not official yet, but. I think she and I are both on the same wavelength with the show that we've got. So.
Nice. No, I was going to say that I'm rather like when we did our competition about what you guys were gonna be getting, what shows and stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about that because that video is going to be produced for the kids. So
Right.
We can give a little bit away, but
Okay.
certainly won't say who won what.
Well, I was kind of hoping that, like, with the strategy, like people getting eliminated left and right, and I'm looking at everybody like, why aren't you getting Glenn out?
Because I kept getting immunity.
Well, just because you're super competitive, and
I'm
incredibly competitive, and I knew that if you won, everybody else was going to be up the river.
Well, the way for our listening audience, the way it was worked out is there were 7 teams, different colors, and 2 players, a king and a queen. The blue team has 2 kings, which is okay.
They lead us 2 kings.
Yes, Ramel can be queen if you'd like. But we played a little version of Weakest Link, and it was called the Weakest King. And you can imagine 14 theatrical individuals, all different skill levels, knowledge base, at 11 o'clock at night, because I was the last one there. I was at effectively a Jethro Tull concert that I had tickets for months in advance, and I wasn't about to say, oh, okay, well, that's $300.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I got there late, or we were scheduled to start at 10:30. I think I got there maybe 10:40.
Yeah, we were still chit-chatting about.
But the process of running down the line, asking questions, and if you got your questions right, then you got your immunity, and then everyone at the end of each round would vote a color off. And I was hoping that at the end, the way it worked is if you won, you got to pick the musical that you would be doing a 15-minute version of, and you would get to pick from the character and situational aspects. So each show has to incorporate a situation and a character representations. For an example, all the actors must use the word Smurf in every sentence.
Right.
Not that was one of them,
No.
but or the entire show must take place on the head of a pin, which would have been interesting too.
Interesting.
And not so much with that, but the winner got to choose what every other team got, which I will say this much. I came in second.
Yeah.
However,
very closely.
However, the winning team got to pick everyone's thing, and it's just like, well, here my team is the last one on the list for everything that got. So I got whatever was left in the musical category, the character category, and the situation. And it's like, well, it should have been, the winner picks the 3 that they want.
Right.
Then the second person left gets to pick their 3.
Right.
And then all the way down the line. It didn't happen that way.
No.
Now I will say this much: our former host, and she was invited to come tonight as well. It was going to kind of be just like whoever wants to show up tonight.
Right.
Miss Carrie Ann Parks defeated me on the what was it? The sudden death question.
Yeah. So you just had to get a certain number of questions right.
Yeah, and it was a guessing question for the most part, and I guess it was probably 12:30 by that point. And the question, which for I don't remember what the answer was, but it was in the original Beauty and the Beast, how many costume pieces were there for the 32 cast members? I heard the question as how many costumes, not costume pieces. Just costumes for the 32 cast members. Like, well, Beast has 2. Belle has
So you're
2.
thinking full ensemble
and
costumes,
I'm like, it's like Lumiere, 2. So I'm like, all right, let's just say each of them had 3. Okay, that's 100. Okay, let's add some more in there just for. I wasn't even close, and I should have realized when she said, give your answer between 100 and 1,000. I should have probably guessed a little higher. But as I said, it was well after midnight.
Right.
I had been up quite late the night before, being the 4th of July. And I celebrated my independence
Right.
quite heavily. So, not having slept well or much Thursday night and getting up early Friday morning and then just having a dogged day at work. I got Thursday off and I had to go in on Friday at the college where there were no classes. There was more individuals working in the IT department than there were staff or students all day long.
That's awesome. But congratulations on at least getting sick. I mean, you were tearing it up up there too.
And my day, I found my stride at some point. I was answering the questions before Emily Ball was finished reading them. He was like, in Guys and Dolls, the competition between Sky Masterson and Nathan Lane, or whatever it was, talked about strudel and what was the other cheesecake? It's like I just did the show.
Correct.
I just did the show like a few months ago.
Well, now that we're on the subject, now I can formally apologize to the person that I was replacing, Ramel. I can officially put it on the web that I apologize for getting this question wrong. That this was about 11:30 at night as well, and we're all just kind of ragged. And they started asking questions about Super Summer Theater, like name one show from 2011, 2012, and they get back to me again, and it was like name one show from 2010. And I just drew a blank, and I'm like, I don't know. And there's, and God bless, like some of the other participants, like they're good friends of mine, and they've been in shows with me too, and they're just flipping out, like, no, you know this, and I'm like, I give up, and they're like, Wonka, you were in this show.
Yeah. But I mean, there were questions, and again, if you're a Faith Lutheran student listening right now, plug your ears. But there was questions. In the play, the importance of being earnest. What was the other name that the character Edward used? And I was like, Bill.
Philip.
No, it was Ernest.
It was Ernest.
It's like, of course it was.
Right, but Ramel actually choreographed Wonka as well, so more than likely he would have gotten that question. So I apologize to you, Ramel, on TV, on camera right now.
Yeah, you know what? Then let me put you on camera. You were, but no, I mean there were so many questions, and it was fun. We had a really good time, and there will be a video put up. With sound effects and music and making it all dramatic.
It should be pretty awesome.
It was a ton of fun. So.
And definitely, even if you're when's the show is that's Saturday. The final performances, because at the end of the Mellow at the end of Mellow Camp, there's actually a big huge production that they put on Saturday where all the teams.
We'll be starting Monday the 15th with all of our scripts in hand, and we'll be running the students through somewhat of an audition process, and then. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there are workshops during the morning, and each of the colors working with their cast throughout the day. So I still have to work during the week, so I'm taking half days. Taking all of Monday off, obviously, so that I can be there. But then on Saturday, there will be to it than that. So we'll be certainly promoting that show next Sunday on the 14th. Eric should be back by then because he's got to be there.
Hopefully, and I talked to, and hopefully if Lysander's listening, hello Lysander, I know that you're probably doing that you're doing left taps as well. But
that's right, yeah.
I know that he was excited about coming on the show and talking about Godspell as well. Coming up in August. So
we forgot to mention that we had Amanda Kraft on last week, and she was talking about all the shows, and it was funny because towards the end of the night, because I know you were listening, so this is for everyone listening right now that wasn't listening to the show last week, because you know where I'm going with this, right?
Right.
Yeah, it was hilarious. We got to the end of the night, and Nick King mentioned something to the effect of, well, you can just ask John Sangster. And I was like, well, that would be great when he comes back from, Ogden, Utah, or wherever he is doing Godspell. And he's like, no, he quit, and he's on his way back. And I was like, oh, speaking of Godspell. Amanda's like, oh yeah,
we got Godspell as well. Well, we just got up all the promotion packs and everything. Up and everything.
You're stage managing.
I'm stage managing the show as well. We've got a wonderful cast that's with us.
Yeah, I'd actually let's talk about that because we
just a little bit because I don't want to.
Well, no, we didn't talk at all about it last week, so I don't know. I know Bloody Andrew Jackson's been cast.
Yes.
I don't know who's in the cast of Godspell.
Godspell. Oh, okay. Now you put me on the spot here. Okay, so it's Ben Lowy.
Okay.
I won't say the characters, but it's Ben Lowy. It's Andre, and I can't remember Kyron. I think her last name is
Audrey Corinne.
Corinne.
Yeah.
Corinne. Yes. It's Ashley Bumpkin.
Okay.
It is Tammy Colombo.
I don't know Tammy's.
Tom Kraska. I hope I got that right, Tom. Thank you. It's like he's told me before, like people get his name wrong, and
Yeah.
it's like, so sorry. It's Carolyn Clark. She is also our musical director as well.
Great.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
She's
yeah.
amazing. Let me go down.
She's
the road.
Canadian.
Yes, she is. She just got back from Canada as well.
Canadian.
Yes. Kevin Rayford.
Don't know him.
He's just a phenomenal, like operatic voice, like very deep, like bass. He's definitely adds a.
Okay. Was he in Shades of Sinatra or the Fat Pack?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've just met him through here, so but I don't necessarily know what he does like outside
Sure.
of Godspell. Just going down the road. Alana Gallo is in it as well, and I think that's it. Hopefully, and Lysander's directing it.
And for our listeners that aren't really sure what Godspell is, what is obviously it's musical, and God is involved, I'm sure, and he casts spells on the houses of Hogwarts.
Keep talking for half a second.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull up because he just sent me the press release. Maybe.
Great.
I could just pull that up.
Well, I know it's in the vein of like JCS and Joseph, where. But it's more monologish?
Not necessarily monologish. It's mainly about the parables, of the Bible, and each character.
The really sexy parables, or the
well, you'd have to talk to Lysander about
the fish
that.
and loaf ones.
I'm as far as the Bible goes, I've maybe like skimmed it over once when I was like 11.
I could tell you how it ends, but might spoil it.
But
the third book is awesome.
Yeah, it's Beware the Trees.
Third one takes place in New York. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Let me see. Okay, so keep talking. Hold on.
Oh.
He just sent it to me.
Well, I will keep talking and making fun of things.
Myself for not having
information
on my own show.
I'll make fun of things I don't know enough about to be properly respectful of them.
I haven't. But yeah,
take a wild guess. I mean, maybe it's about race car driving.
Because I'm new to the show as well. Like when I
Sure.
first came in, I was very much like a JCS fan, and I felt that if I were to listen to Godspell, it was like cheating on JCS. So I never listened. I never really listened to it, and then got into here, and I'm like, well, I have to listen to the music to know about the show.
Sure.
And I fell in love with it. They just had a new revival of it in 2011.
Yes,
and
they did. I could even play a sampling of it because
with a Hunter Parrish from Weeds, and the man's got an amazing singing voice. I was blown away by the wonderful how wonderful the music was.
Well, looking at the there's the songs of Tower of Babel, prepare ye, save the people, day by day, learn your lessons well, bless the Lord, all for the best, all good gifts. I'm trying to think of one that really.
Well, here's the actual press release here.
Okay.
This time the story recounts the story of the disciples of Jesus using text from the Gospels of Matthew and Luke. Through parables, this musical shows how a group of seemingly desperate individuals come together to form a community, and how this community survives the tragic loss of one of its members.
Okay.
That's awesome. See,
Interesting.
Lysander can write some really awesome stuff.
I'll have to ask him who he stole that from. You know what? Let's take a quick break. I'm Michael Close is here with me right now, and we're just discussing some stuff because we haven't talked really much at all since last time.
Since last Thursday.
Yeah, I was more in the zone and trying to defeat you and vote you off the island
now
of
we're
Ball.
friends.
Yeah. So let's come back. I've got pictures to show, Koch. So we'll be back in a few moments, and you're listening to Curtain Call with Erik Ball, though he's in New York again.
This is Julia Marty, and you are absolutely listening to Curtain Call with Erik Ball.
Awesome.
More
Las Vegas's best sports talk. Keep it tuned right here to the sports voice of Las Vegas, AM 1400 KSHP, North Las Vegas.
A toast
Let's see if I can pull it up.
Maniacs. Ever faithful
I sent it to him when it was almost midnight when I sent it to him, so see if it'll come up. Oh, so I have a new friend.
We have 7,352.
Maniac
sauce. This is probably my girl. No? Oh.
We toast you all from Raising Cane's.
Are you sick and tired of your garage door going up but never coming down, or going down and coming back?
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Looks like it's just going to be me and you. Sean, he feels sick to his stomach. Said he blew out his voice from all the coughing, and he's very, very sorry. And he said that he'd call you later.
Okay. Yeah, so we're trying to we have to do ours with the from the perspective of a flashback.
Right.
So we're going to be doing it from Bernardo's perspective. He's been dead the whole time.
Nice.
So they lived happily dead ever after. So yeah, I was messing around with ideas the other night, and I created that one.
Did we? Ramel and Elijah got Les Mis, and they got the congenital twins, right? I looked. I remember I saw Elijah. I'm like, dude, Valjean and Javert, they better be those congenital twins.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah. I laughed.
And they have to self sword fight.
I am Chavez.
I am warning you, Chavez. I was like, yes.
Kate Levon. You know Kate Levon?
No.
Wait, now, I get a lot of friend requests, and it's like, I don't know who all the... Oh! I know who she is. And let's come back here.
Okay.
I'm sitting here talking and forgetting to. Oh, we're on the radio. Hey, how about that?
This is Maggie Mueller, Janice from TV's Friends, and oh my God, you're listening to Curtain Call with Erik Ball.
Well, you know what? Welcome back to Curtain Call, and send your well wishes out to Mr. Sean Critchfield.
Yeah, he's not feeling too well.
No, and this is a few weeks in a row, and need him to be feeling better. So thoughts and
well, that cold has been coming. I mean, that cough has been going around. Even though at the Venetian, people just been coming in. They have to
pouring
work.
Bleach in the water, and
yeah, and they have to work, but they're just coughing everywhere. So yeah, definitely, Sean, please feel better, and I will give you a call after the show and see if you're all right.
Yeah, okay. and we're still waiting on our guests from Las Vegas Little Theater.
It takes a while to rollerblade.
I'm sure it does, and they're up on Mount Olympus too.
Right.
So being a muse, it's
it's like the Warriors. They have to go through each gang section to get here.
I just about stepped into my Christopher Walken there. Being a muse, I'm not amused. Anyway, so it's me and Conj right now, our man on the street. And so what else have you been up to lately? Because
just right now, just basically just doing the Venetian and doing Godspell, just working with that wonderful cast here, and just kind of setting myself up for whatever stage managing endeavor afterwards.
What about getting back on the stage?
Not I'm enjoying stage managing way too much right now. It's just a lot of fun, like just with the organization, just being in behind the set instead of being on the set.
Sure,
I'm just enjoying it. It's a really good time.
That's good to hear, because I've been kind of thrust into a position. I've sworn off ever directing because I don't have desire to do it. My excuse is I just don't like actors, which is one of my jokes. But I find much more enjoyment being on the stage. However, sometimes things happen. when you're at work and say you do something really well, and your bosses go, oh, well, he's pretty good at that. Maybe he'd be good at doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I've made the mistake of, having to give presentations and stepping up and hosting events and emceeing a few things. So I have been put in charge of doing some direction and production and writing for basically what's effectually a trade show.
Okay.
In next January. So it's just like, okay, I'm being tasked to do this. It's another one of those you're being voluntold things. Instead, I need my job.
You should,
but applying to be a gondolier at this point is if I only enjoyed singing for other people who are, I don't know, what would you? I know you like your job too, but how would you equate the customer base that you have?
It's, I would say at least 95% of the people that come over to the Venetian, they want to have a good time. I mean,
Sure.
they're tourists. They see the gondolas as an attraction, and they just want to do it. Like I've been there for 12 years, and there's still people that are saying that this is the first time that they've tried to get on the gondolas, but then they always forget. So this time they're coming on for the first time, and it still shocks me that there's still people out there that haven't ridden the gondolas yet.
Typically, how does that work? I mean, if you're coming on for the first time, you have to learn the songs.
Well, you basically you have to know how to say it. Well, just a segue in this. I should pull up the information on this.
Yeah, well, I know how long it takes you to pull up stuff on the tablet.
I know.
So
I'm digging. But the Venetian or Best Agency, who runs the Venetian program, the gondola program at the Venetian, they're doing auditions for gondoliering very soon, within the next couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken. And if you are interested in actually trying to become a gondolier, then go over to the Best Agency's website, which is it's www.bestagencies.com.
You sure about that?
No.
Well, I can find it real quick.
No. Here we go. I can apply for email jobs.
Well, I have
www.best-agencies.com. Let's see. It's right here. It says info@best-agencies.com.
That's what I just said.
Hey, what's up, boo?
And it looks like they're not on roller skates. You totally lied.
It just taking that.
You know what?
Seats?
Come on in. We'll get you guys all squared away. If there's headphones with a microphone on it, sweet. Throw that on your head. Otherwise, there's a big old microphone that you can just plop your mouth onto. And our guests are back from Mount Olympus. So welcome Christine de Chavez and Michael Drake to my Mount Olympus. This is where I am God and you are my friends.
It's good to be friends with God.
Yes. I'm going to have you guys sit fairly close to one another because I know you're probably not sick of each other yet. But that way I can get you both on camera and you can look so pretty. There you are. And Christine, when you want to talk, just talk into the thing or pull it towards you.
Ooh, okay.
Welcome. We've just been chit-chatting, Mike and I, and so you guys are opening on Thursday.
Yes, we are.
And I love it when actors say, yes, we are.
Well, you have to remember, we just finished tech.
Right.
I mean, tech now.
Now, was that the first wet tech or dry tech? I mean, you're going through Q to Q or?
Q to Q, kind of, yeah.
Kind of, sort of, it was basically just our first wet tech. When we needed to go back, we did.
Okay.
It's
building the queues and everything else up to that point.
Yeah, they had most of them built. A few minor adjustments to be made. Okay, you doofuses, don't stand there. You're not in the light. Stand over here.
Mm-hmm.
And, you've heard all these before, and that was all kinds of fun. And then the costume changes.
Oh my god.
Really?
Costume changes.
How do you get those short shorts off so quickly, Michael?
There isn't much to them.
No,
so
there
they come
isn't.
off quickly.
Oh, do they? Okay.
I'm not the one with the bad costume changes.
Well, I have the skate changes and costume changes, so I'm like, we have it all set out where I'm like.
Do you have
everybody-
Velcro at least for the skates?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good lord.
No, we don't. We have zippers. But the reason, like with the Velcro, it's I need, especially for me, I need that ankle support with all the skating that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So we really tie it, especially on my my left ankle, just to kind of secure everything and.
Fun. Now, you are playing. There's three. I'd say there's three main characters, or two main, one supporting, and then a whole bunch of muses. I don't know how you would equate it. But you're
three main characters, three named characters.
Yeah, I guess so.
All the muses have names.
They all have names.
Yeah.
And just to make sure I get everything correct,
You probably won't.
You're playing
Took us
Kira.
Kira.
And Kira is the muse of the arts or
Of
muse
history.
of
Clio, it's the muse is Clio.
Okay.
And she's the muse of history. And then she goes to Earth disguised as the Australian Kira. So.
And you totally look Australian.
I do. Especially with my blonde wig.
And Mike, you're playing Sonny Malone.
Sonny Malone.
And Sonny Malone is the
Muse
1970 the muse of shorty short shorts.
Well, they seem to amuse a lot of people.
Nice.
I'm like,
Come on,
eyes.
And I've seen a production of Xanadu the musical, and it is infinitely better than the Xanadu the movie. So
Yeah.
That's
hopefully,
not saying much.
Yeah,
hopefully
it's-
you guys didn't start off by watching the movie and then Walter had to recast everybody, going, "Oh God."
Well, admittedly, I did watch the movie. I know you watched.
I watched, yeah.
I know you watched the movie. We had to know what we're making fun of.
Yes.
Yeah.
We know, kind of know what we
Sure.
just pick from. And
Now, the basic premise of the story is Sonny is looking to...
Sonny is an artist in California.
Right.
And it opens with me drawing a chalk mural and
And then jumping into it, and then...
That's later.
Oh.
That's getting ahead of us.
That's not... Actually, I was making a Mary Poppins joke.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, it starts off with me drawing a chalk mural. I'm an artist in Venice, California, and I just get really down on myself. Down, man. Just totally down. And I stomp off in a huff and just really dejected. And then suddenly, that's a later song.
I'm gonna have to edit. I'm gonna have to edit music in there now. Clio comes
not
down. Clio's been there before, and she sees somebody who she relates to, and it goes to help him out. Sort of.
Are you talking about Danny or?
Well, no,
Well, that's the other character. Brian Scott's playing.
Yes.
Okay. Which it was Gene Kelly in the movie version.
In his final movie.
Was it really?
I think so, and I think so. I may be completely.
It wasn't Dancing in the Rain too, or
This time it's personal.
Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, well, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Well, I mean, Clio is one of the muses,
Yes.
and there's other side stories with the other muses with regards to trying to either help you succeed or help you fail. I mean,
I do have two evil sisters that one of them, Malpomene, she goes, I should have been the leader of the muses, and so she does plot to place a curse on me. And
is that Gillen or Penny?
Gillen.
Okay.
No, that's Gillen.
Gillen. Okay.
Can we talk about the names for just a second?
Okay.
That just rattled off your tongue so easily. Do you know how long that took for any of us to say any of these muse names
Yes.
right?
You know what? Go through. Please go through them for the sake of time
I
filler.
know, I was like, actually I know all of them. I was like,
That's you. They're your
it's
sisters. I barely speak to them.
Terpsichore, the muse of dance.
It's not Terpsichore.
No,
Tryptophan.
Tryptophan.
The muse of being sleepy.
There's Melanin, the muse of
Just
skin
gives
color.
turkey out to everybody.
No, there's Terpsichore, muse of dance. Euterpe, the muse of music.
Isn't that like a terrapin?
Huh?
Nothing.
Euterpe? Oh.
Nothing. A terrapin's a turtle. Never mind.
She's not a turtle.
It's late. I'm sure you guys are fairly loopy, but probably have no patience with somebody who has no control over his production.
Can I finish? Let me just finish, all right?
All right, so we got Terpsichore.
Terpsichore?
You see?
Yeah, no, see?
Oh no, I
I've
want to say
seen them.
terpsichore, not terpsichore.
I know terpsichore, like
Yeah.
like a harpsichord.
Yes.
Yes. No, terpsichore, muse of dance. Euterpe, muse of music. Talia, the muse of comedy. So one's actually the comedy mask. And Erato, the muse of lyrics and erotica.
Right. That's one I know.
Malpomene, muse of tragedy, and Calliope, muse of epics.
Okay.
I'm still trying to say Calliope.
Yes.
But no, it's Calliope.
It's Calliope.
Yeah, as best as the research can tell us.
And you're sure your name is not Sine?
Am I sure? No,
No.
I'm not entirely sure.
Sine Malone.
I think so.
Well, I will say this. I snuck in, and I mentioned this earlier in the show. I snuck in and took a look at the set. And the set, it looks very traditional as far as the production, and with the roller skating around. That should be fun. I was kind of hoping that there was like going to be a thrust built out, and where some audience would be able to sit kind of in on stage, giving you guys somewhat of a theater in the round.
We thought about it. No, it was considered.
Yes.
I know it was part of some of the early production meetings, but they just decided against it because you just know we crash into somebody. So unless they're going to sit on stage and all hold pillows, which actually
It's
isn't
so
a terrible
helpful.
idea.
No, it's not. They could be
Walter about that.
They could be clouds.
Good.
Nothing like having clouds up in
They can
this
help me
heavens.
with Pegasus.
There's so much that has to happen backstage. All these costume changes.
Sure.
There isn't a lot of set pieces, but there's a lot of set. So there isn't a lot of backstage at the moment. So
Yes.
the few set pieces and all the quick changing takes up so much room that we couldn't have audience back there. They'd just
Sure.
they'd just be watching us all get naked, which
They'd have to pay extra.
Yeah, extra $20 for the show.
Now, for those of our listeners that aren't too familiar with Xanadu, probably the same ones that weren't too familiar with Godspell. The music is primarily in the movie. It was primarily all Olivia Newton-John's music. Is that correct?
No, it was Olivia Newton-John and ELO.
Okay, ELO, Jeff Lynne. Yeah.
Jeff Lynne and this other guy whose name I don't remember. He's on the credits.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere.
I know Jeff Lynne only because he was the one that nobody really thinks about with the Traveling Wilburys.
That's true.
He was the one with Tom Petty and George Harrison and Roy
the
Orbison.
ugliest band in history.
Yeah, they couldn't number their albums properly either. So, so you've got obviously the song Xanadu, title song, Magic, All Over the World. Suddenly, is that one in there? Which ones are you singing, Mike? Because I don't remember which ones Sunny sings.
Oh, that's okay. Actually, we looked at it the other day and we realized she gets the ends of the show and I get the middle of the show.
Are they getting an end, you mean, or?
Yeah, you
Yes.
get the
Okay.
beginning, you get the end, and I get the middle. But no, the songs I sing are, well, let's just go through it. We got I'm Alive, opens up first.
Yes.
That's all the muses,
Muses.
especially her.
Oh, okay.
And then that goes into Magic, which is mainly your solo with the muses back.
Yeah.
And then Evil Woman,
That's,
yeah.
which
Yes.
is a riot. Oh, I love watching that number. I'm gonna be sad when I can't. Once the
It's my
show
favorite
opens and I
number
can't sneak
because
out
I
of the
can
house.
sit down.
Now who's singing? Is that one
Gillan
Gillan?
and Penn.
Okay, it's both of them singing.
Yes.
Yeah, they do that. And then it's the both of us
Suddenly.
doing Suddenly,
Okay, right.
which is the hardest song I've ever done. And I've done 2 Sondheim shows recently.
I know.
There's something about this song and all the other stuff I have to do while the song is going on.
Are you on roller skates?
Eventually.
Not in this song.
Yeah.
Is this-
Eventually.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know.
I don't want to ruin it.
No. You need to go see it because it is very cool. Yes. Yeah. Don't even YouTube that clip because it is worth going to see this production. Just for the sake of seeing some of the actual stage magic that occurs. I know how it's done, and I saw the set, and so I know how it's done.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You still need to see it.
Oh no! How did it go tonight?
Oh, we've been rehearsing it ever since we got the set piece, and so no, thank you.
Gummy worms, folks.
No.
But I mean, I don't know from Drake's experience, but I mean, I heard from at least the house that it looks fine.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's it's just I have a lot to do while singing some pretty difficult harmonies, for me at least, and my brain breaks a lot during that number. So we've been rehearsing it frequently.
Well, and you were doing the Fringe Festival during both of you.
I was not. No,
you were not doing the Fringe?
No, I couldn't. It
Okay.
was a work issue, and so.
But you've been busy with other things coming into.
Oh boy, yeah. It's been a busy year for me.
Yeah, because you were doing Fringe. You started the year coming back into doing Sweeney Todd, and congratulations on your role of Pirelli.
Yeah. Right in the middle of Boeing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was right before we opened Boeing. That's why I could only do the first weekend of Sweeney with you.
Well, I thought you went back into McAxelrod's.
For the Joy of the Sting.
Yeah, for the Joy of the Sting as
we
well.
were rehearsing that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should just talk about what he wasn't in.
Well, you know, I want to get that monkey off my back and give it to someone else because I keep getting, Glenn, you're in every show. That's not true. Michael
Just
Drake
passing
is
the
in
torch.
every show. Because then you jump straight into Cuckoo's Nest and then...
At my Fringe show that you mentioned, Candidate Burton, lots of fun.
Yeah.
Which I sang, well, not during the show, but for the show. That was kind of fun. Sandy Stein, if you know who Sandy, well, you know who Sandy.
Sandy's been on the stool. Sandy's been on the show. I need to get him back in with. I had Arliss, him, and Jeff Strong all in one night.
Just to pause for a break a little bit. Congratulations to Aaron Sullivan and Arliss for getting married.
See, you like those? Yes. You like those segues?
Yes.
You know,
Some wonderful people and lifetime of love and happiness together.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm still waiting for my invite, but that's all right.
Aww.
Oh, you didn't get it?
No, I didn't.
I didn't get one either, but
Me
that's
either,
okay.
it's okay.
No, I bear no grudge and
pretend
only
I
happiness for
did.
the two of them. Yeah, I was there in spirit.
Right.
So congratulations, the two of you. Much love. So
Sandy.
Well, okay, another segue, which, I don't know, is it a segue? Anyway, Arliss is in our band.
Nice.
He's playing
it's
guitar
so
for us.
exciting.
So you are doing live band?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Oh, yes.
So who else do you have then?
We have Arliss.
Well, we have Arliss.
Toby.
Toby
Okay.
McAvoy, our music director.
And he's on the scene.
we need him, please, for producers. Can we get him at some point soon?
Well,
Soon.
we open Friday, so we'll have more free time then.
Okay.
Not a lot, but
No,
we'll
I know.
have more free
More.
time then.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Dan.
Dan, I am so sorry, but I don't remember
I
your
know,
last
I'm so
name.
sorry.
Fogelberg.
Oh, awesome.
Probably
Good.
not, but that would be awesome.
Yeah. Maybe get more people into the scene. Really? I thought Dan Fogelberger was going to be in this. What's going on here?
Who knew that?
Actually,
Dan
it's
Fogelberg played the same.
Yeah.
It's actually Steely Dan.
He's on the.
Right, yeah.
And Toby does synth and also does clarinet.
Okay, good.
In
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the
you're
show.
getting the full disco feel and the 70s vibe. Okay.
The band's like we just did a Sits Pro, but it sounded so amazing.
Okay.
Ah.
Well, I will be there this week. I'm not sure which night because I'm trying to juggle my 17 shows.
I understand. I really understand.
Well, yeah, I've actually been better this year, although I keep getting asked to do stuff and then I step in and audition for their stuff too. So,
Oh, poor Glenn.
yeah.
It's
Well,
everywhere.
I was saying earlier because I just got picked up to do Raiding the Rock Vault at Las Vegas hotels. So,
Lovely.
so I get to do a few shows at the end of the month. But between that, Tony and Tina's and producers and whatever else is going on. So, but yeah, so between producers and trying to get out and see how to succeed in business without really trying, opening up this week as well. There's plenty of fantastic theater this week. So
Yes, there is.
get out and go see something. We're going to take a
Especially Xanadu.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get some more information. You're running for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So you're going to be doing Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays matinee.
Yes.
Okay. But this week opens on a Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we're looking. I don't even have the website. I'm just guessing right now.
And we open the 12th, July 12th, which is this coming Friday.
Right.
Friday and Saturday nights, 8 o'clock shows. Sunday, 2 o'clock matinees.
Okay.
At $25 at the door,
And
$20 if you're an LVLT season ticket holder.
Yes.
Nice.
And then after that, 2 more weekends of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 8 o'clock, Sunday, 2 o'clock matinee.
And more information can be found at lvlt.org.
Yep.
Again, this is Xanadu, a hysterical poke of fun at the movie. If you loved the movie, you'll love the musical.
Oh,
maybe?
it's not it's not just the movie. The movie is a good the movie is a good starting point, and they do make fun of the movie a lot, as well you should.
Yes.
But it just makes fun of that time period. Really.
Okay, yeah. There's a lot of inside humor. So both of you are not old enough to have been living in the 70s. So
that is true.
We'll take a break in a few minutes. But I'm just curious. What other things did you do to kind of? I mean, Christine, you're a muse, so I don't know if that really counts because you're ageless. And camera off. But what do you? How do you prepare for something like that? Because I'm just curious because that's something that I had to do earlier this week. Is be somebody from the '60s, and I wasn't alive in the '60s, but for the '70s, had you been on roller skates recently?
Recently, no.
No,
it had been quite some time. Really.
And did they have 4 wheels in line, or did you actually have the big, the bulky? Yeah.
Well, both really. In the end, I have been on roller skates several times. I used to go to Crystal Palace all the time, and a lot of the times it was on roller skates. But every once in a while, I had the inline skates.
Okay.
I got pretty good on those back when I was young, and promptly ditched them when I got to, let's say 7th grade, and they had not been cool for a couple of years. So that was some muscle memory and just skill learning.
But you guys have had the skates since day one, though.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, we have.
Yeah, we both insisted on that, especially her.
Yes, because
I would not doubt it because there's not a lot of stage, and there's a lot of time that you're on skates, and a lot of stuff that goes on while you're on the skates. So,
very much so.
Bring a pillow to the show. Maybe maybe
I
they'll
would
come crashing
appreciate
into the audience.
I will give you a hug.
A nice soft cloud hug. Well, we're very grateful that Michael Drake and Christina Chavez were able to come in. We've got them for a bit longer. We are going to take another little break because this is about the time where our production manager Chris goes, I need to change the media. And so we're going to take a quick little break and come back. We've got Xanadu opening up at Las Vegas Little Theater this Friday, July 12th, running through the 28th, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, 8 p.m., Sundays at 2.
Yes.
And you can get ticket information at lvlt.org. You can buy your tickets there, get them in advance, $25, or you can get them, if you're a season ticket holder, you can get them for $20. So let's run through. We got Christina Chavez playing Clio, Kira, Michael Drake, Sonny Malone, Brian Scott playing Danny McGuire, the Gene Kelly role from the movie, so the businessman. Melpomene? Mel Pomenade is being played by Gillian Bray. Calliope, Penny Paskett, Edith Wiggins is playing Uterus. Euterpe. Kim Glover is playing Arato. I bet she is. I love that Kim gets thrown into these roles that are just so
broadening.
Oh, very, very much so.
Nice. That's cool.
Well, no, I love Kim to death, and I've been so proud of her because doing Beggar Woman in Sweeney was just so much of a stretch for her, and then doing Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And those are the roles that I love playing because they're just so juicy. And then here she is, she's doing Arato, which is she going over the top? You know what? Go see it and see what Kim does with the role. It is Ryan Ballant. We were discussing it. Talia and Terpsichore, John Stickland. Is that right?
Is it John Michael? Maybe Michael Zeppelin?
Could be. I'm pulling this off of the website.
Oh.
I will tell
Yes.
LVLT to put the phonetical pronunciation of these characters. But Walter Niadlik, see, I know how to pronounce his name, and it's not even spelled close to.
It's not even Greek.
No, but Toby McAvoy doing the music direction, and then everyone else. So obviously we're going to come back and talk with you guys a bit more about Xanadu. But let's take a quick little break. You're listening to Curtain Call
without Erik Ball.
Without Erik Ball for like the third month in a row.
So sad.
Yeah, he's in New York. He went to go see the Explorers Club today. So I'm looking forward to hearing his review on that. And then he's going to go see Matilda and a couple of other shows. So I hate you. We'll be right back in a few minutes.
Hi there, this is Rick Ellis.
Hey! And the camera keeps going, so you know.
We know.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple of these.
Oh, really? No. I just listen.
That's the first time either one of you have been on the show, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come in.
She's like,
Hey,
what you doing?
I'm sorry we were so late.
She's like,
No.
You with Christina and Mike? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Hi.
Yeah, we started tech about
Welcome.
5. I mean, I can't say we started the show at 5. We just,
Oh, wow.
We got there at 5 and getting costumes and everything together
costume
and
stuff
cues
is-
built and all.
Well, yeah,
all
because you
kinds
just
of
had the
stuff.
costumes today, right?
We just
Yeah,
we got
started
the
the
full
costumes
costumes.
today. Like we tried some of them on. We did like a couple of fittings.
Well, I saw a couple of pictures of, but I couldn't get past the red shorts. So
Red shorts. Who has red shorts?
Oh no! It was your red T-shirt with
Yeah,
the
the
cutoff
t-shirt. The
jeans.
t-shirt.
Oh.
There's cutoff jeans.
they cut off. I
Yeah,
just saw
that'd be
leg,
fun.
and
And
I
they
was like,
cut, and they cut them off some more.
They did.
There's
They got
even more.
shorter.
oh, love it.
If you hear in the audience, it's probably me doing blackmail.
Yeah. Oh.
Yay.
Say it. How are you?
Doing good. Just working at the Venetian and just doing Godspell, just doing stage managing for Godspell.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're doing that.
Yeah.
Nice. How's stage managing a musical?
It's a little different from Sean, but Lysander is really great with because he knows what he wants. He knows exactly what he wants to get from his actors and his performers, but he also gives them like, look, this is your solo. Rock it out the way that you want to. So hopefully he'll be on in a couple of weeks to promote it as well. So
Yeah, I'll bug him about it.
Yeah.
Love Lysander.
He is awesome. Love. Am I on?
Yeah, you're actually on.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm gonna do one more 60-second spot, and then we'll
You
come back.
mentioned it. Do you need to change media of some kind?
You already took care of it.
Okay.
Oh.
I got the thumbs up from in the back. He's all the way in the.
He's literally playing World of Warcraft, and then he's like, change
Yeah, you're a
World of
little
Warcraft.
faint on it, but that's all right.
Every single day. Treat yourself.
Things usually degrade on the show around 11:30, so we'll see what happens.
We can talk nonsense for an hour.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Well, yeah, is there anything in particular you guys are interested in talking about beyond the show, or
Nothing that really springs to mind.
what are you doing after Xanadu?
We're both doing Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson.
Nice.
Okay. I just listened to the cast recording of that yesterday, so
What did you?
yeah, we're coming back. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
You're listening to Curtain Call with Erik Ball. Playbills and monkeys and monkeys and playbills and monkeys and playbills and monkeys and playbills and monkeys.
So, if you didn't know that Michael Drake was in Xanadu and every other show going on, I just found out, and if you were watching the YouTube recording of this, which will be up in a couple of days, welcome to the future. If you're watching the YouTube video, you can find all of our archives, at least the ones that I have recorded and posted, up on our YouTube channel. Just look up. Well, there's a couple of shows that I wasn't at, and I got the CDs like 3 weeks later, and it's like, well, that show's already closed. So good promo on that one. So there's a couple of shows in there that have not made it into the archives. But if you look up Curtain Call with Erik Ball on YouTube, you'll find our channel, or you can go look us up on Facebook. Also, Curtain Call with Erik Ball, and give us a like if you want to be a guest on the show. Please let us know. I've had a couple of people inquiring about it, but yes, we are on at 10 p.m. to midnight, our new permanent spot here at the station, and we want to thank KSHP for allowing us to stay on, because I love hosting the show. Usually I'm sitting in the corner playing with my cameras, and
I was worried about where that statement was going.
well, no, I because I tend to be the third host. Erik's the one that tends to keep things mature and directed, and Sean has become more cerebral and really
segues.
And
everything.
Yeah, but he gets the real deep questions, and me, I'm the one making fart jokes and ringing the bell, which
squid love making.
No, you know what? That was Erik's fault. Because there's a TV in here, and every once in a while the TV's on. Erik gets distracted by shiny things.
Oh gosh.
Thank you for explaining that.
There was a Nature Channel show going on, and he's just like, I'm sorry, I have to hold this. There's squid mating on the television. Which, again, this show does tend to degrade. I don't do any editing to, filter it down to the best, 20-minute segment. No. I give people their money's worth, and so you get the full 2 hours of me rambling on with whoever I want to have on the show. And so again, you can certainly like us on Facebook. We would like that. But if you have a show coming up, you want to talk about something that's going on in Las Vegas with regards to theater, we'd love to have the discussions, especially when all of us are here. But again, Sean's been ill, and Erik has been busy with his national tour with his Faith Lutheran students. Congratulations!
Which definitely congratulations.
Yes.
It was a phenomenal show.
Which show?
Faith Lutheran did Peter Pan earlier this year, and they were invited to the National Thespian Conference in Nebraska, where they took the entire production and the entire cast that was in the show, less I think one student that couldn't make it. Mm-hmm. They went for a week in Nebraska to the National Thespian Conference for high school students.
So was it like a 25 or 2,700 theater seat audience?
Yeah,
just
something ridiculous, but
that sounds fantastic. Except you said the words "week in Nebraska."
It's okay. It's a little better.
It was also a lot of theater for students, and great experience. I believe there's a couple of scholarships that came out of it.
Marissa McCoy got a scholarship out of that. Congratulations to you.
And I'm sure.
Glad they're still doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think Erik had a couple of his students on right before that, which would have been on the archives. I still haven't gotten the discs for it. So I apologize, because I'd actually like to listen to that one. And Jordan, if you're listening, I want to get you back on the show too, because I have been so impressed with Jordan's growth over the last couple of years. So,
absolutely.
I just want to knock him back a peg and let him know that now he's got to audition against Drake now. So.
Well, and you now too.
You know what?
How old is he?
18.
And I can still compete for roles with him. That is a good feeling.
You know what? I always, and I posted this on Facebook, and I have no shame in being proud to audition against certain people. Actually, anyone. Simply due to the fact that especially my friends, when I know I'm auditioning up against friends, because I had to audition against Gus Langley and Brandon McClanahan and God, who was it? Ryan Remar for
Raising Your Friends, and you don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's late. It's like 11 o'clock. But it felt weird. It's like, okay, well, you're looking for somebody specific, and I'm 20 years older than these guys, and we're all going up for the same role, and so I had to really bring my game up. So, but that they bring that out of me. So same with Michael. Although I don't know the last time you and I might have been up for
The
same role. I auditioned for Xanadu, but it was for Danny. Yeah. And
we were there at the producers' auditions, but I really didn't think we were going for the same role.
No.
Did you guys go for the same role in Assassins?
You know what? I went into Assassins not knowing the show.
Me too.
And
yeah, I knew nothing about it. I just, this sounds fun.
yeah, I knew the show vaguely, what it was generally about, but I didn't know. I obviously I know who Leah Harvey Oswald was, but as far as Sholgosh, so I go into the audition, and Andrew's like, let me hear you do a East European German accent.
Right.
It's like, jawohl, sure.
Jawohl, sure.
You're hired.
No more than I know who the characters are in Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson, which apparently both of you are in as well, which we heard of, which sounds like a fun show.
It's gonna be a blast.
And the only person I know now, aside from you two, is Corey Goebel. If he's still doing the show.
I haven't heard.
And Ross Horowitz.
Gus is in it.
And Gus.
Yes.
Basically, rock and roll about the presidency of Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, rock and roll meets American history.
With some very interesting songs.
Yeah.
So that's happening in September?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't ask me the dates. I do not remember.
You haven't?
Nope.
You haven't started rehearsals on that
We
yet.
really haven't.
No.
We're in Xanadu mode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, but have rehearsals started for the show? Has Troy started doing anything with it yet?
I think somebody's been doing a little singing, like the
Oh,
guy.
really?
Yeah, I think the guy playing our Andrew Jackson has been working with Sandy a little. But,
Oh, okay.
rehearsals in earnest? No, we haven't even had a read through.
I think that, who was it? Troy was asking me, he's like, so second week of Xanadu, when's your availability? And I was like,
Yeah.
He's like, I'm free maybe 2 days, and then I have a pickup.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I'm sure you guys are very much like me, and that you love and thrive on that kind of.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so
I love it.
Although I'm not sure how many people want to see you two in another show together.
We're not really, but we don't really play together. So.
What roles are you guys doing for Bloody Bloody?
A lot of everybody except the guy playing Andrew Jackson plays multiple roles. I'm at least 5 characters, if not more.
Okay.
Yeah, and so are you. Right?
Yeah. You have business.
My major character is. Oh boy, I'm. These names.
John Adams, Quincy Adams.
Yeah, Adams.
Monroe.
John Quincy Adams.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like I said, Xanadu mode.
Well, no, that's fine. I mean,
I'm trying to stay alive on roller skates.
That's like that's like trying to say half of these muses' names.
Yeah, that's true.
Melanin, colitis. Was it colitis?
Melanoma colitis.
Tilapia.
Tilapia.
Ernie Santos. Wasn't he a third baseman for the Cubs? So you guys are going from one show to another.
One or the other. Yeah.
But it should be a fantastic show. Troy Hurd directing, and I know that production company that Erik and he and Christian Escobar and Cheryl Rudiger and can't think of the feline.
Sean Critchfield.
What is it called?
Feral Tales.
Feral Tales. Thank you. Good Lord. So I know that you guys are going to have a great production. Sandy Stein doing the music for that.
Musical direction.
Yes.
Musical direction.
Yes.
Oh, so he gets full control of what you guys.
Apparently.
Nice.
Interesting.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh well, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I listened to the cast recording, and it's a fairly short.
Yeah.
The music itself is fairly short.
It's in the 20s. There's 20 some odd minutes of music in this show. I mean, it's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's not a very long show.
It's only an hour and a half.
It was an hour and a half also?
Yeah. And I
I
think
read it.
I swear there's
Also on roller skates, from what I understand.
Mostly for him, not for me this
Yeah.
time.
John Quincy Adams on roller skates. That might happen.
Well, he was also a cross-dresser, from what I understand as well. So that should be.
Oh, depending on the
Also,
history
I
book you
have
read,
t-shirt
everybody was a
shorts.
There you
cross-dresser.
I have to borrow your shorts from the show for this one.
Oh, good grief.
Who's playing Ben Franklin, or is Ben Franklin already dead at this point?
He's already dead.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Try-
was
Trying to
pretty good.
think how far Andrew Jackson's closer to Civil War.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So wouldn't
Right.
So wouldn't John Quincy Adams be dead as well?
Different John. There's a John Adams who was president. There's a John Quincy Adams who. There's another one. I'm the other one.
He's the other John
The other
Quincy.
white Adams.
The other white Adams.
Yes.
All right. Well, and that's coming up in September, like you said. So
Yes.
go see the producers.
Ouch.
And then no, because there's going to be plenty of
There's
there's
gonna be
plenty of theater.
I think like 3 of the phone lines just lit up. I think you're in trouble.
Yes, and it's probably Amanda Kraft,
Troy Hurd, and
and
Eric at 3 in the morning in New York.
Oh, no. Did he get somebody in trouble?
No, it's
No.
probably Brandon Burke. You know, he's got his call for the weekend. He's calling me to yell at me. So.
Oh, I was yelling at you. Never mind. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh.
Too soon?
Oh no. I'm sure there's some humor to be had in that. Anyone who knows me knows that I love Brandon and you know hope for the best with things with him. Boy, that just totally blew my segue because I had something brilliant that I was going to say, and then I don't remember. Oh yeah, I remember what it was. It was brilliant that I was going to say. Go see the producers. No, there's a lot of great theater, and the Onyx was just recognized in was it
Yes.
Weekly, Las Vegas Weekly, for being the best place to go see some musical theater.
Best place to get your musical theater fix.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
musical fix.
It's a musical theater
Is
and
it
musical.
theater?
Well, there is so much going on there. They just redid the Trunk Songs again there. Sandra Huntsman has her monthly cabaret, and so there's a steady flow of musical programming happening there at the Onyx Theater, and obviously you two will be part of the September production. How many is that going to be there for you?
Oh, at the Onyx?
Yeah, because I'm
this year.
well, no, I'm curious. I'm curious because I mean, there are some people who've done 10, 15 shows. I think I've done 8 now there. So I just because I'm trying to think because
I'd have to sit down and look at my resume
because
Cannibal.
I've only done 2 this year at the Onyx. So
Well, no, it started with Cannibal.
right,
You know,
that was my very first show
Yeah.
at the
I
Onyx
met
as well.
you and the rest of those crazy people, and boy, we were in that show a lot.
Yes.
So I worked there on that, and then there was all the Insurgo stuff that was there before we left the Onyx. So Henry V, the poster for that is still up in the office.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Hamlet? Were you in Hamlet?
I was not.
Okay.
You weren't.
But that was in right?
Was
Lysistrata?
Lysistrata was before my time too.
Okay.
Before
Okay.
Cannibal.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, most of the stuff happened. Cannibal was my first real show in Las Vegas, and I think the second show I did there was Rocky Horror. So
I totally remember that.
I was kind of one of the outside insurgents. I was not a full insurgent. You were kind of on the fray for a while, and then you became one of the ensemble.
Yeah.
So you did a lot more Insurgo shows, but most of it was on the other side of Commercial Center.
Yeah.
In the, I think I can say Bastard on the radio, the Bastard Theater. So, but you've been doing a number of shows there as well. So.
Nice, and then back this year, I came back with Assassins.
Right.
And Sweeney Todd.
Well, Assassins was January of 2012, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
February.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
yeah,
in
because
February,
Michael was in that as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the president. Not Andrew Jackson, though.
No.
No.
How
the other
many?
Adams?
You played like 4 presidents.
I just came out with a beard.
I got to kill you.
My favorite. I have to admit, my favorite was Reagan when you were shooting me. That was hysterical. That was so much fun.
And Liz Matthews, if you are listening out on the Pacific Ocean right now, ask your dad to send me the raw video. I will put that together so we can actually see a video.
Oh,
copy of it.
Nice.
yes, I need that too.
It doesn't exist yet. I know Liz's dad videotaped it, and I think he didn't have any software to be able to edit the raw footage, because sometimes it's in that weird format that only RCA or Sony, can.
You need the dark crystals in order to.
Yes, and you need a shaman and the Hellraiser box,
right?
And whatever else is necessary to.
Turn to the quarter, turn to the right.
Yeah, and then you have to do the Simon Says, where it's like red, yellow, green, red, yellow, blue. You have to do the Simon
And you have to
Says.
sing the Joseph song.
Yeah. which is funny. We're gonna try and do a little viewing party of that, and so I'll let everyone know. It's the house where the Joseph motorcycle is sitting in the driveway, because I bought the motorcycle from last year's production.
Oh,
so.
nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Had I only known Terrence was going to go to Australia, I would have saved up and waited and bought his nicer motorcycle.
Right.
Because as it was, I bought the crappy orange one, because the gold paint is somewhat faded.
Did you really want to drive around in a gold motorcycle, though?
I am. It's
as we speak.
It's faded gold. I mean, it's not this yellowish color. It's more.
Okay.
I don't know what color. It's more kind of
more like
wall
this.
color.
More like this.
No, that's yellow. Yeah, it's you know how old computers, when the white computers over 20 years they get rid of that kind of yellowish the plastic.
Yes.
That's what color the motorcycle kind of looks like. It looks
Okay.
like an old computer.
Okay.
Oh.
See, I was just thinking gold maybe sparkle.
No, it was not. Yeah,
everything is in gold sparkle.
It was not pimped out that much. I mean, for all the LED stuff that was done for the show, I do have some programmable LED tape though, so I could probably,
You wouldn't bought that.
No. There was the most amazing thing that Terrence did last summer. I don't know if anyone got to see the show at its Super Summer, but. The Technicolor Dreamcoat itself, it was all rock and roll. So Pharaoh was Ozzy. I played Potiphar, and it was more David Lee Roth.
Nice.
But the Golden Chariot was a motorcycle, and the Coat of Many Colors ended up having programmable LED lights in it.
That's epic.
And so Terrence is back in the booth, and he had programmed the lights to sync with the red and yellow and green and purple and So the lights are flashing on the coat as we're singing, and we did the whole show on a 30-degree rake. So
I've heard a lot of stories about this rake.
Yes, it was. Roller skates got you beat.
Our ramps are about that, if not more.
That's right. You do have some ramps in there.
We do.
That's
Yes,
right.
we do.
They're not 5 feet off the ground, but they're. We won't.
We're not. That's not.
We're not competing. Believe me, we
that's
are not competing. Roller skates are a completely different entity than trying to do the Michael Jackson lean. So we had pegs that shot up through the rake to hook our shoes into, so that we could do the lean.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Good times.
Good time.
So, you doing anything cool as a stage manager for Godspell?
Just taking a lot of blocking notes, and we're trying to put some pyrotechnics in there,
really?
And do see what else. There's going to be like a flying dragon that's going to be coming around. And no.
None of this.
I was going to say,
Oh,
I don't think that they're. I don't think
Oh my God,
Well, I'm trying to think whether or not
Thrones.
pyrotechnics are even allowed in commercial center, because I mean,
The odds are against it.
Well, there's a fire hazard right next door.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it got burned to the ground.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking of Deja Vu.
Oh, the green door.
I was thinking of Deja Vu.
But no, if everything's going really well, we start picking back up rehearsals on Tuesday, and we're like about 3 weeks out before we open as well, and it's just I don't want to give too much away, because I know Lysander's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks, and he wants to. All I will say is it's not your typical Godspell show.
No,
that's all I will say.
I would never expect off-strip productions or anything for that matter in the Onyx space to be traditional. Now, do you know what's going on in there right now? Is there anything in there right now?
Trunk songs, I know. Did they just finish
yeah,
that?
they just did that last. I don't know if they're going to do it again next weekend, but I know that the Glass Menagerie is
coming in as well.
Okay.
And I think that's the next thing up, and then we're after that.
So you're right after.
We're right after Glass Menagerie, if I'm not mistaken.
Am I crazy? Does that? Something I saw. Does Glass Menagerie coincide with our show?
A little bit, I think.
Is it?
Because if it does, I'm gonna be mad.
You know what?
Oh.
You know how Urinetown coincided with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yes, I remember.
So you know how I felt. I did not get to see your show, and I was very upset about that.
I am so sorry.
And
I didn't do much of that.
Oh yeah. Well, there was the night that you guys added a show, and it's like, okay.
Well, we added a couple of shows.
Yes. Well, I couldn't get out of one because of a performance that I had, but I had a pickup the night before, and it was like, okay, I'm right down the street. I'm at UNLV. I just need to go up the road, get in the commercial center, and by the time I got there, it was like 40 minutes, and I was like, I'm just trying to think here. Talk a little bit because I'm trying to look up.
Here's what. Let's since we just had the graduating class of 2013 come out with a lot of new theater people are coming out of the woodwork of that. Well, let's start with the basics with you guys. So how did you get into theater? Was it in school or did you? Was it a mistake, or did you just fall into it?
It's a two-part story.
Okay.
Really, that I've told before, but I'll tell again because I just dearly love talking about it.
Actually, I've never heard this, so
that's okay.
Edge of my seat.
Right. Well, we moved here to Las Vegas from Montana when I was 5 years old, and we started going to a Lutheran church here, Community Lutheran Church at Xanadu-doo. Great. Well, I can't call it a little church. It's a great church, and I joined. Well, my parents had me join the choir.
Okay.
And I started singing with that choir, and I found out that I really liked it. And I was in so many different performing groups at that church forever. I spent so much time there. I was in 2 or 3 choirs. I was in the puppetry group, which, that was a blast.
I really am curious to know about puppetry in the church.
So now we know why he gets.
There's actually quite a few different ways that could go. So
don't go any of those ways.
Okay.
Now I know why he has that auditioning spirit. It's because he's been doing it since he's been 5 years old. Like
there was significance in that. I didn't get.
I don't get that joke.
Just keep laughing. We'll just keep going. Okay, so continue.
Anyway, so I just performed a lot at the church and just performed, and well, let's see, got to, let's say, 8th grade and 9th grade, so middle school into high school, because I went to school here, and just, I don't know, fell off the rails, wasn't a good kid. A lot was going wrong in my life. My parents had split up, and I was just having a lot of problems that first year, and then late in the, let's see, I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, it was late in the year, my freshman year, I believe, that a good friend of mine basically dragged me into the theater to audition for a show called The Night Thoreau Spent in Jail, which, read it, it's a great show. It's really interesting. It's about Henry David Thoreau. It's about the night he spent in jail.
About the propaganda that is Walden.
Yeah, the propaganda. Yeah. It's a great show. It was great, and it just kind of re-hooked me on theater. Actually, I have this great memory of how I really got into theater, legitimate theater, was the night we opened. I was just, GP townsperson, townsperson number 4, and then this person's son, and blah, 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 blah. I didn't even have a name in the show. But for some reason, I was the first person on stage to open the show. And town scenes. I was just, the first townsperson to come on, then the others would come on and cross, and then the scene would start. Well, I still have this memory. I had these hard-soled shoes, and the show, house to half, house out, stage lights out, house out, clip clop, clip clop, clip clop, and just that sound is forever in my brain. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Nice.
I want to ruin Michael's night. Glass Menagerie, July 12th, 13th, 19th, 20th, 26th, 27th at 8 p.m.
Oh.
July 21st, Sunday, 2 p.m.
Yep.
Dun dun.
So,
Guys, if you're listening or if you hear this later, can we come to a pickup rehearsal?
Well, you know who to talk to.
I was going to say,
you know who to talk
do we have a pickup when they have a pickup?
Yeah, I mean, you've got...
Probably,
That's
yeah.
why I'm like,
Ironically,
wait.
probably, yeah.
Well, Ernie Curcio is directing this. Valerie Carpenter Bernstein, Brandon McClanahan, Jessica Afton, Aaron Edding. Good cast.
Yeah,
Looks very familiar to... it's like half the cast of... good.
Let me. And Stephanie Ray Ball is actually a stage manager.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes. Not
Very nice.
Roy Ball. I know. I got it right this time. Ray Ball.
She threatened to do that. So I'm glad she
Well, Ernie and Valerie were in Death of a Salesman, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I think Aaron was
amazing
too.
show.
I'm not sure if Aaron was or not. But yeah, good group there. So yeah, that's at the Onyx. So sorry guys.
Yeah, it's okay. Won't be the first show I miss. Won't be the last.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, well let's.
all right. Oh, switch.
Well, Michael's leaving the studio, so let's take one more break, and we'll come back and totally derail the show.
Nice.
You're listening to Curtain Call, and it's like 3 a.m. in New York. So good night, Eric. Let's come back with some worse theater moments that because
I want to get Christine's backstory.
Oh yeah, but I want to do it.
I feel like I'm monopolizing.
No, backstory, and then let's go into
It's
some
so fine.
just craziness.
Some bad.
Well, I can tell my
first theater experience.
First theater experience. And we can end the night with with Richard Simmons flirting with me yesterday.
Nice.
None of the. Jeez. We need to get some new commercials on here, Chris. None of them are working.
I like Raising Cane.
But this is the slowest commercial in history. Team Orange. We're gonna crush.
You guys, if you guys ever get a chance to do doing Melodrome over at Faith Lutheran with Eric is a blast. It's a lot of fun. Unfortunately it's like a week. You almost literally have to take off a week of work to do it. Yeah, but they'll have like guest speakers come in and have you can like do some seminars with them or whatever. Even just come in and have them ask you questions on like how you got into what your different experiences.
Maggie Wheeler from Friends.
Maggie Wheeler from Friends came in. She's been there twice. She came in last year and came in this year. This wonderful woman came in and sat down with the kids. She's a phenomenal singer, so she got them all up and was doing all these African tribal songs, and it was
She has a
fantastic.
great song called "Oh My God."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my
Now
God,
what you
you
guys
guys.
go, oh my God. And all of a sudden it just turns into this magical, just like they summon a demon. It's awesome. Well, not a Faith Lutheran, because I think that would.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing.
realized
I'm not gonna be able to swear.
We never finished the song list. I never did tell you what I was talking about with Sandy and Fringe. And we didn't mention the drummer.
Are you sick and
That's
tired?
it.
Oh, we did it.
Yeah, because you couldn't remember his
We
name.
could.
I was about
think
to
it's
tell
Tony.
everybody about
No,
auditions.
it's
and
not
should-
Tony. It's gosh. Oh.
Toby,
you have 45
Toby,
seconds.
Toby, psychically hear me and
Toby,
call and tell me the
Toby.
truth.
It's not Matt, is it?
No.
He's normally a tuba player.
John Philip Sousa?
Probably not.
Oh.
Tommy Lee.
Oh god.
Wow.
I remember we were
I didn't know
like-
Tommy Lee played
we were
the
like,
tuba.
hey, that's
I thought he
so
played
like
the
we were
skin
making fun
flute.
of everybody in the band.
You can delete that.
Right. No, see, that's part of the show that
Oh, that's
is only
the
on
extra
camera.
set you get,
So you
yeah.
can say fuck right now.
Yay!
You just can't say it in 10 seconds.
Okay, all right, it's it. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck!
Nice. There you go, people.
Yeah. So if you're watching this later on, that was
Sorry, Eric.
well, we all said
Sorry,
it.
Mom.
Yeah.
Actually, you don't care,
I
so.
know, my mom doesn't.
Hi, Mom. You're not watching.
This is Maggie Wheeler, Janice from TV's Friends, and oh my God, you're listening to Curtain Call with Erik Ball.
Nice.
So during the break, which obviously, if you were watching the YouTube, you heard some colorful language, but you also heard me get schooled for not letting Michael Drake finish half of his stories, or
I get derailed easily. You don't need to put that on yourself.
And
it's
we're
11:30.
and we're trying to figure out famous drummers' names, or just the drummer for Xanadu.
Or if you can think of a famous tuba player. If you can think of one, please call in. I'd love to know it.
Well, if you do want to call in and say, John Philip Souza, 221-SAVE is the phone number here. Which I probably should have given out maybe an hour and a half ago.
Right.
Because then you could have had more time to ask questions of our guests. We're joined here tonight. I'm joined here tonight because Michael has not really been a regular on the show.
I've been quite busy and just I'll call in every so often.
But our man on the street obviously is welcome anytime, and he knows that. But Kodge is here co-hosting with me tonight as my special
sidekick.
But we're grateful to have Michael Drake and Christina Chavez from the Las Vegas Little Theater, their musical production, the summer musical production of Xanadu. LVLT only does one musical a year, right?
Yes.
Only one musical
So
a year.
very special. Not that these two don't do shows together all the time, because they'll be doing another musical right after this one.
Yeah.
Very grateful to have them come after a very long tech rehearsal. So hopefully this is a little bit of a place and an opportunity to unwind a little bit and just have a little bit of fun. And we certainly are looking forward to seeing you guys up on stage. Hopefully not on your butts off the stage because the roller skates.
God.
Michael just left again.
In a hurry.
We were talking before the last break about how everyone got started, and we didn't really get into anyone other than Mr. Drake.
Yes.
Christine, how long have you been doing theater? And let's get some dirt on how you got roped into it.
Roped into it. Well,
Yes.
I actually started off as a singer, and I did not have really any aspirations to theater whatsoever. And I was taking voice lessons, and then came time to choose a high school to go to in Las Vegas. And my voice teacher was like, "You should go to Las Vegas Academy." And I was like, "Oh, for choir?" She was, "No, for theater." I go, "Why are you telling me to go to theater?" And she explained to me, especially about music and about the songs that I would sing. It's like there's a story behind this. It's going to help you with your singing. It's going to do storytelling while you're singing any kind of song.
Sure.
And so my voice teacher really pushed me to that. And I auditioned for LVA and got in. I did a couple of productions there. I did the Les Mis production there, Thoroughly Modern Nelly. And I've just been doing theater ever since. I took a break after high school for about a year, and I was like, I was just burnt out, and I had some stuff to deal with in my head, and so I tried to be a normal person for a year, and
then realized you're an actress, and there's no such thing.
Well, then I tried to talk to people, because I was working at Victoria's Secrets too while going to college and
that's
taking my
normal.
core. Well, I'm with normal people.
Sure you are.
Wait, what's the difference between Victoria's Secret and Victoria's Secret 2?
Is there two? Electric Boogaloo?
Wow.
Continues.
The callback.
I know the secret of Victoria's Secret.
The man.
His name is Victor. Yes.
But I tried taking that break, and it just, God, I was so hungry for theater, and I went to UNLV, and I went to the theater program there, and that's when I kind of restarted everything. And I started off in that school with when they still had a playwriting program.
Sure.
And I did one of their original plays called Faster, Stronger, Higher. It was 10-minute. So, which is a funny story.
Oh, well, please.
Well, and I love this director dearly, but my welcome into UNLV Theater was I auditioned for the show, and I got cast, and I went into the room, and I was like, is this the rehearsal for Faster, Stronger, Higher? And the director's like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm Christina Chavez. I'm Shelley. And he's like, oh, we cast you? Huh? Okay. I was like, I can leave. I'm new.
Wow.
Wow.
I was just like, oh my
Does
God.
he play the tuba? Now you and I just did Urinetown recently together. Are you still at UNLV?
No, I graduated 2 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago, and I did Urinetown to work with Tim Bennett.
Yeah.
Because
me too.
I've heard great things about him from all my friends, Angela Chan and everyone, and so. I was
Wait, Angela Chan has friends?
Yeah, she does. This
A
girl
lot.
right here.
That makes 2.
So,
Oh, Michael's sharing something secret.
his name is Jeff. Our drummer's name is Jeff.
And he normally plays the tuba.
But not in this show. Just the drums. Hi,
He's not
Jeff.
playing. Wait, he's not playing tuba on Suddenly. Because that would be suddenly. That would be a
That would
memorable
distract from
moment.
The
moment.
really distract from the
The
thing.
The magic.
You know, Jeff, bring your tuba just in case.
Yes.
You never.
Especially for those costume
know.
changes.
Koch, how'd you get started in theater? Not that you're going to ever do it again because you're now like bossing people around.
No, I'll get the bug back. It'll probably be sooner than later, but yeah, I'll definitely. Gosh, it's. I kind of fell into it, and I really didn't have any training. My first show was with Phil Shelburne. I was doing the traveling show of a little melodrama called Love Rides the Rails. I just got out of the Air Force and I came in, but even before that, I was in El Dorado High School with and my dear friend. We became really good friends, and I started taking him back and forth from school to home because he lived maybe like 5 minutes away from the school. And we became really good friends, and he was in the theater department. And
who was this?
Sean Critchfield, as a matter of fact. Trying to make it mysterious. But yeah, we've been fast friends for many years on that. And he actually was the one
He's
that
been
kind of
bumming
got
rides off me for 12 plus years.
Now the table is turned. I'm like, can you come and pick me up, please? But
my gondola's broken.
He kind of got my start in there. He's like, hey, why don't you audition for? We were doing Hunchback of Notre Dame, and he's like, why don't you audition for this? And then I tried out for it, and then I went into the military and didn't really do much with that. And then when I came back, I wanted to
not much theater in the Air Force, right?
Well, I did audition for Tops in Blue, but I was like
burlesque. What was that?
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Smith Center version of the military. Like they'll have plays, and it's like USO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a USO type of thing. But I didn't make the cut, but I did a couple of talent shows out there. And then when I got out, I kind of wanted to do it. I saw about the community theater here in Las Vegas, and then just started to do like little shows off and on, and did Love Rides the Rails, and then Phil liked me for that. So then I was the plant for Little Shop of Horrors back in '98, and then that was my first major show that I did out here was that.
You did the voice of Audrey too?
No, I was actually the puppet. We
okay.
had it was Keith Dotson was our voice, like fantastic voice, and then I got to be in the puppet.
And then you got to come back and do the show as Mushnick.
As Mr. Mushnick, like 10 years later, like 15 years later.
Yeah.
12 years later, yeah.
And then what year did you do Willy Wonka?
As you bring it back all the way full circle, 2010. I did not believe that I was.
That's correct.
I'm like, no, it was 2009, and then went back and literally checked the website and like, yep, 2010. Okay.
Yeah. If you're just tuning into the show or you showed up late as our guest, you have no idea what the joke is, so you'll have to go back and watch this on our YouTube.
channel.
on the tubes. Yeah. Let's find a little memorable moment for you then.
Oh, good.
I mean, if Sean were here, he'd ask you, what superhero you'd be.
Green Lantern, straight up. Like, I already know that one.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not going to bother asking.
Memorable moment.
Yeah, I mean, any embarrassing clod hopping on stage or
no. The one that still gets in my mind was actually in.
Drake's tap dancing right now.
Get off the table.
I just can't stop myself.
I remember I got into an accident when I was doing Little Shop of Horrors, and it was the full
a pruning accident.
I actually I was in a car accident.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then
are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay,
just,
good.
like I said, just
Oh,
this
is
is
that
scratch.
for-
Yeah, that's how
Oh,
I
was
got
that?
it.
Oh.
Yes.
So, as you can see on the
Yeah.
YouTube. But I remember it was Audrey. I was eating Audrey, and we had it set up that I know this is just.
Wait, you were in a car.
No, okay. Strike that. We're doing the show. We were doing Little Shop of Horrors up at
Right,
the ranch,
right.
And we were at the part
Oh, this
where
this is the one up at the
plant.
ranch. Okay, this
yeah,
is the one at the ranch.
The
Okay.
plant was eating Audrey, and then Seymour comes in to save her.
Right.
But
Okay.
how it was set up, how we set up the plant was it was on kind of like this box setup, and then I would open up the hatch, and then she would fall in.
Sure.
And she kind of rolled into it wrong, and literally like lifted out took out the entire plant head, and it slammed onto its side. And her mic was still on, and she says this very colorful word that kind of like echoed throughout the Red Rock Canyon.
Of course it did.
And with superhuman strength, I just like
Did
grabbed.
it rhyme with fudge?
No, it rhymed with sit. But just with that adrenaline on being on stage and like the show must go on, I literally picked her up and the plant apparatus all up in one setting and then slammed it back down and the show went on after
But that tore up your arm doing that?
No. The arm was that I was working up at the test site at the time, and I didn't have that much sleep the night before, and I rolled a truck. I actually fell asleep at the wheel and rolled a truck.
But that has nothing to do with Little Shop.
No. Well, it did for the time, because I think Mr. Shelburne is probably still. He always kind of rubs it on me a little bit every so often, but he'll be like, he had to bring in Sean Martin, who was living in New York at the time, and he had to fly him out to take over for the last 3 or 4 shows that we did, because even though I told him I felt fine, he's like, if something were to happen, or if it got infected, or if it got worse, then he would be liable. So
who else was in? Because I know Chris Mays was the dentist.
Yes.
For that show. Who was Audrey and
Lori? Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name now.
And anyone who's still in town?
I think Lori Carrassus, redhead. She was in not Jubilee, Follies Bergère for a number of years.
Okay.
Isaiah Arbazo, I think he was our costume. No, he was in it, but he was also our costumer as well.
Isaiah, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
He costumed Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Brilliant costumer. Yeah, he was amazing. I'm trying to think who played our. Oh, we had Andy Gibb. Andy Gibb was our Mushnik. We had a female Mushnik.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And she would speak to. I mean, funny woman. She's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you.
She just did a great job in Music Man.
Yeah. Trying to think the doo-wop girl. Who was the doo-wop girl?
Well, who was Seymour?
Seymour was. Oh, I can't remember. He's not here anymore. He went to New York. Kind of looked like Andy Dick, sort of. Yeah, just kind of skinny blonde. Glasses. Gosh, that's been 15
Does he
years.
play the tuba?
His name might be Jeff. I don't know. Yes. Bring it back.
That's a while back.
All right, Mr. Host here. What about let's throw you down. Let's get you down.
All right. What do you want to know first?
Rutger Hauer, and then we can continue from
Rutger
there.
Hauer. I don't even know the reference.
I thought weren't you in a movie with him?
No, that was Gary Busey.
Oh, Gary Busey.
That's a much better story.
Well, that story is not as interesting as it may sound, because most people know what Gary Busey is like from his reality show or seeing him on The Apprentice or anything else. And yep, that was pretty much it. There's some stories in there, but I'm not allowed to say some things on radios. I'm trying to think, because I got my start in theater through improvisation. I've been working at Barnes & Noble in Pittsburgh, and a friend of mine needed a ride to an improv show, a show that's been going on in Pittsburgh almost 25 years now. And that kind of got me hooked on getting up and just breaking out of myself and being able to just make up stuff.
Nice.
Which has been, I think, one of the best things I've ever done for, if you want to call it a career in acting, just simply because being able to do improvisation gives you the ability to step into multiple situations, multiple characters. But I'm trying to think, what I did, I don't even remember the first show, first stage show or anything else. I almost want to say it was kind of like a fringe festival in Pittsburgh. They have a New Works festival. But I can't remember if the first show I did was that. It was around 1995 was the first show I ever did.
Okay.
But, the shows that I did in Pittsburgh were, there was just a few of them. I did a couple of, New Works and stuff like what you might equate to Insurgo. Just stuff that, it was new, it was written by somebody local, and I did a few things like that. And I almost gave it all up when I did a production. I think one of my first musicals out there was Hello, Dolly. And I don't know if I'll ever do that show again. There are some shows I will do Sweeney Todd as often as it's presented. Will I do the judge again? If offered, absolutely. Will I do the title character again? Gosh, I hope so.
Joanna?
Yes.
Awesome.
No, I will never. I will never play Antony. I don't think I could pull off Pirelli. If I did, it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of how you did it, where the character looked Irish as opposed to looking Italian and pretends to be Irish.
Yeah, nobody was thinking I was actually
Italian. No. But regardless, I came into it. A friend of mine said, "Hey, they're needing some ensemble members for Hello, Dolly." They had already, and maybe that started the trend of coming into a show 2 weeks before it opens. Or something.
From the beginning, folks.
Well, that was kind of a sucker's bet on that one. I think I came in maybe a month out, and I get there and I come to find out that the choreographer has quit.
Oh.
The third choreographer.
Ooh.
Third
Wow.
Yes. They were on their fourth director at this point.
Oh my gosh.
So, and this was at the Jewish Community Center in Pittsburgh. So, you got all this high quality, theater going on. So I come in and basically I'm learning the choreography with everyone else. Doing
From
so
who?
I don't even remember. I don't even remember. Put on your Sunday best. That's all I remember. Just kind of strutting with my arms. Put on your Sunday best. Whatever. And that was just one of those shows where I was. Yeah, I wasn't very proud of the show. My parents came to see it. They didn't come see another show. Actually, my parents have seen very few of my shows. They used to come every once in a while when I was doing comedy clubs in Pittsburgh. They'd come to visit. But the last show they saw, I did Camelot, and I played Arthur in Nevada, up in Carson City at the college up there. And they were actually visiting family in Sacramento, and so all my family kind of drove out from Sacramento and surprised me. So there was a great memory there. But I'm trying to think, I've got a couple of horrible stories, and we've got plenty of time. So, one that I mention every once in a while when I'm teaching is to pay attention to what's going on. I did a production of Animal Crackers, and if you know anything about the Marx Brothers, you've got Chico and Zeppo, and Groucho, and Gummo, and Harpo. And Christine's looking at me and like, who in the world is Zeppo and who is Gummo?
All I can think of is like Harpo. I'm like, it's so gross spelled backwards.
Nice.
Yeah, the three main ones, Groucho, Chico, and Harpo. Well, in Animal Crackers, there is Zeppo. And I was Zeppo in Animal Crackers, and Zeppo is the straight character. The one that is the non-comedic one. Well, as it turns out, Zeppo has a big break of time during the show. And this was at a community center in Trafford, Pennsylvania, so about a half hour or so outside of Pittsburgh. And it was at like the Elks Lodge or something like that. And so the theater was upstairs and the green room was downstairs off the bar. And I'm sitting there in the green room, and they had one of those big shuffleboard tables, with the metal pucks. And, so I'm just sitting there,
Something to do with
playing back and forth and waiting for my stage manager or somebody to come get me. Needless to say, I missed my cue, and about 5 minutes later, Chico came down, and he's like, "Where have you been? You're supposed to be on stage." And I was like, "I was waiting for somebody to come get me." He's like, "You should have been up there, you need to be on stage now." Well, thankfully, the actor playing Groucho had been watching a lot of the movies and knew most of the bits from all the other movies. So he'd been doing a whole field of Groucho stuff while waiting for Zeppo to come up on stage.
Kudos to him, though. That's great.
Seriously.
Yeah, and you know, there's been a few times where I've had to apologize to other actors, but that was probably the last time I ever missed a cue. Now, did I almost miss a cue when you're in town? You bet your patootie.
When?
I think it was closing weekend. I was sitting outside the dressing room, and it was right before I'm supposed to make the final, right before I get killed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Spoiler!
Yeah. Spoiler alert, yeah.
Sorry,
and I was listening to the music, and I was like, crud, I'm supposed to be walking up the stairs at this point. I thought there was like 2 more minutes of song. I was like,
oh gosh.
no, I've got 6 beats to run all the way down the hall, through the doors, and get up the stairs.
Oh gosh.
So I was about 4 count off. But it was it was one of those where
Adam's like, where are you?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so there's always, that's one of the fun things about live theaters. Just every once in a while, you just get comfortable. It's like, all right, I know where I am.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other times when I did Damn Yankees. It's just like, okay, I've got 45 minutes before I'm back on stage, and then I got another 45 minutes after that. So so those are always rough. It's like, all right, I can't go too far. And especially out at the ranch, it's like, okay, I can't go across the street.
You can't even get internet up
there.
Well,
and I can't think of the great stories. I wish I had the story well rehearsed. But it's kind of like Laurence Olivier and Sir John Gielgud or something that they were performing in London, and they. What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, well, no, because I don't know if the two were even on stage together, but whoever, 2 very well-known actors were doing a show, and they had gotten into the habit of going across the street during intermission and having a drink.
Gosh.
But what the issue was is that they finished their scene together maybe 3/4 of the way through Act 1, and then they left. So they were there for a good chunk of Act 1, the entire intermission, and then didn't have a whole lot of time, and then had a bit of time before they came back in Act 2. Well, apparently, the story goes where they came in and they were completely trashed.
Oh no!
And there was a woman in the front row, who kind of just like broke the fourth wall, and she's just like, "You're completely drunk," and the actor broke the wall back, and he's like, "Yeah, you should see John Gielgud," something something along those lines. And it's just one of those. It's like, yeah, I've been there too.
Nice.
Rocky Horror. I was.
Well, isn't that a prerequisite to do Rocky Horror?
That's one of those things where a director sometimes will let an actor make a choice, and if it works, then. Okay, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that was Rocky Horror. There was during tech, I was like, "Hey Joe, do you mind if I come out with a bottle of scotch and drink during the show?" Because I was the narrator, and he's like, "Well, try it out." And so it's one of those things where it does loosen the lips a little bit, and that show certainly doesn't hurt for having. Loose lips. Corey Benway, if you're listening, that means you. But it worked so well. So I ended up going through a bottle of absinthe and 2 bottles of scotch for that production.
I must have seen the show that you were doing the absinthe because you
well.
were just like.
Wait. The production or just
The
that
production,
particular
production.
night?
No, closing night was the worst night because we had 2 shows.
Oh.
And it was Halloween, so we had celebrated a little bit before the show, not too much. I drank during the first show.
Mm-hmm.
We had a couple-hour break between shows, so we drank between shows, and then drank during the second show. And at some point, my pants came off.
Oh my gosh!
You gotta love stories that include the phrase, and at some point my pants came
fell
off.
Yeah, it was just, we had that midnight crowd that was completely into the show. Mike, you saw him plenty of times for Cannibal.
Oh yeah, they were a blast.
And the audience wanted to be there. They wanted to be part of the show. So, ton of fun. And there's a video of that one out there. I have a video of that show, but it's not that particular one, I don't think. So Corey, anyway, if you're listening, I'd like to see that movie at some point too. So,
that's all right. You want stories about drinking during shows? There was that theater on the other side of the commercial center. Have we decided we can say the bastard?
Well, sure.
All right.
Oh goodness.
That theater and the Back East Bar and Grill that was, around the corner
The only
of
reason
building.
the Back East lasted as long as it did is because of the Insurgo Theater.
It's very true, and people would go down there for a shot and a beer during breaks and rehearsal and intermission during the show, and there were a couple of times during Othello where you look somebody right in the face and you don't know who you are.
And they're looking right back saying, no.
Like, dude, I don't even know what show we're doing.
Are we doing the Scottish play or what?
I'm pretty sure there was probably a few rehearsals that people just disappeared and didn't come back from.
Should I be evil about this? Yes, I'm going to.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to.
You've got 4 minutes.
Sandy Stein, I love you to death.
Okay.
I'm gonna set it up for that because Sandy Stein's a good friend of mine, funny guy. But we were doing Death Variations over at LVLT. And it was kind of just like a shotgun rehearsral. I think we had maybe like a week or two, and we had like a lot of dialogue, and it's a mammoth show. So Andy Wright that was producing the show was like, here, just pick out like 4 or 5 of the variations that you like, and we'll just put it into a show. And Sandy was doing like 7 or 8 different other things, and he was getting the lines, but he actually had them like written on the piece of, like on the newspaper and all that, so he wouldn't forget them. So I think like the second or third show that we did, we're sitting up there waiting. I'm waiting for him to like say his first line, and he's just kind of like reading the newspaper.
Oh no!
Kind of just looking around, and then he literally gets up and walks into the bathroom and stays there for 5 minutes. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not, because we had a special little thing where I had a voice box, so I didn't want to give that away just yet. So I'm just like, and then finally I broke. I'm like, oh, there's a sale, and then I just look at it again, and then he just left. We don't know where he went. He just kind of went to the bathroom and just stayed there. And then all of a sudden it was like, whoosh, and then he came back out. And I'm like, hi, and then he started the show, and then we continued. It was a great show, but it was just like.
Did he have to go to the bathroom and write his lines down?
I don't know. I don't know what. That's it. When we get him on the show, we can ask him like, what actually did you do in that bathroom?
Well, you know what? We got a couple minutes left, but I'm completely guilty of doing some stuff like that. Oleana.
Oh, really?
My phone calls. I cannot do phone calls. And there are 7 phone calls in Oleana.
Yeah, because you're talking to your wife,
and
right?
They're all
yeah.
very similar, but there's key points in each one. So yeah, that stuff was written on test papers.
Nice.
Really?
And so no one ever knew. Now you all know. I did it for Guys and Dolls too, because I had a couple of lines in Guys and Dolls. I had like maybe 3 rehearsals.
Okay.
And so it was like I had my betting paper, and I'm marking stuff off on my betting paper, and it's like, yeah, that dame. Yeah, she's a good dame, And, I'm just looking at my newspaper, and I had, but it's one of those things where I have like keywords written down. I do that all the time.
Something to help.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you just want to make sure you keep things going.
All right, we have a little bit of time.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you this Laurence Olivier story because you already mentioned him, and
Okay.
I love this story.
Nice.
He was doing a play, and at one point, somebody's supposed to run on and hand him a note that he reads. And because it's Laurence Olivier and he's very method, every night he'd have somebody different write out the note in their handwriting, so he'd have to actually sit there and decipher the handwriting and read it, so he really looked like he was reading it, which bravo.
Okay.
One night, to mess with him, the kid who drew the lot to be the messenger that night grabbed the paper, nothing written on it, said, "Let's see what he does." Runs out, hands it to him. Laurence Olivier looks at it. "You read it."
Very nice.
Nice. Touche.
Yeah, we're just about out of time.
Iron?
Yeah, and so I want to make sure that we at least mention one more time our appreciation for Michael Drake and Christina Chavez coming to spend some time on the show. Yeah, that was actually recorded. How about that? Video-wise. Their production of Xanadu opens this Friday, July 12th at the Las Vegas Little Theater. You can get tickets and more information at lvlt.org, but it runs through the 28th, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, 8 p.m., Sunday, 2 p.m. Tickets $25. Fun show, great music, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Kaj,
yes.
Thanks for coming in and hosting with me.
No problem, man.
Look forward to seeing you and your production of Godspell over at the
so good.
Onyx Theater. I'm not in a show right now other than the 7 I'm still in rehearsals for Producers, which is a September show out at Spring Mountain Ranch. But opening this week, our guests from last week from How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, Break
King
Legs,
and,
everyone,
Manda.
Nick King, Manda Craft, and Brenna Folger were here last week.
Yay.
So Break Legs.
in our show.
Oh, yes.
In our,
Yeah.
not
Not
Xanadu,
Xanadu,
Andrew
no,
Jackson,
no.
sorry.
Yeah, of course she is. Tons of people. They're in all of the shows.
Oh, I see shows.
So get out there, support the local arts, and I will see you guys at some point this week. I will be at Spring Mountain on Wednesday night for opening night of How to Succeed, and tomorrow night I've probably got my own rehearsal to go to. So enjoy the rest of your tech week. The rest of you enjoy your week. We will see you here next week. I think Erik will be back.
Yay.
From his
times.
2 weeks off in New York and Nebraska and whatever other end states he's been in. So until then, enjoy some local theater, support the arts. Thank you for listening to Curtain Call with Kaj
Without
and Glenn.
Ball, yeah.
Have a good night, folks.
Thank you.